2025 finally got the hint that it's no longer welcome at the party. Goodbye and good riddance 2025. Now that it's over, we decided to take a good look at the backside. We decided to take a look back at this chaotic and polarizing year through the eyelashes, the very fabulous eyelashes of a very, very important judge. A judge who is fabulous, though sometimes gets a little distracted. A judge who you may have heard of if you've been paying any attention to anything at all.
You're accused of some pretty horrific crimes.
Her name is Judgmental, and she slays.
All right, let's get this all straight. Okay, well, we're not getting it straight. We're getting it a little gay, right?
She's a judge like no other. In fact, she's been one of the top judges in the land for a very long time. But this year was especially big for her, now that she has her own TV show.
Judgmental is back.
What the hell?
With a whole new season.
You're suing your grandson.
And she only takes on the big ones, as in the biggest, thickest, hardest to crack cases in human history. And today, we're taking a look back at her top 15 cases of 2025, starting with number 15. It's one of the oldest unsettled human dilemmas of all time. Nature versus nurture.
You're claiming that every human you've ever made is perfect.
If one of the beautiful creatures grows up to commit genocide, it's on her ass. She raised them.
Now, the question remains, which of these iconic mothers will Judgmental side with? And which one, nature or nurture, is responsible for the worst of us?
But in the case of young little Adolf, my medicines were no match for his innate evil nature.
And will Judgmental's decision be based on her own genetics or how she was raised? Which brings us to number 14. One of this year's most pressing and divisive issues. The case of people who know everything versus people who want those people to shut up. The plaintiff will argue that the rest of us should feel stupid and should die. The defendant, people who are really sick of all the beefing, is expected not to even show up. Next, coming in at number 13, it's the case where free speech ended up in court shortly after announcing his retirement. What makes this one of Judgmental's top cases is that the plaintiff is none other than the Truth. Older viewers might remember her. The Truth used to be very famous, a big celebrity. Now, she makes occasional appearances. Truth is trying to block free speech from being allowed to retire, saying this really isn't a good time. We'll see how this ongoing trial unfolds. On to number 12, the case where Judgmental considered the question, should our country be run like a business? And if so, what kind of business should our country be run like? For example, if it was run like a laxative company, that might be good for people who are having a hard time taking a dump. Our hearts go out to those folks. But what about the rest of us? What if you're hungry or need toilet paper? This laxative CEO, who now runs the country, would probably say, sorry, but I only sell laxatives. In case number 11, early in 2025, Judgmental shocked the world when she tossed out all arguments. And it has us wondering, did she literally mean all arguments, including this beef over pancakes? And speaking of people being really bad at arguments, remember the time when Judgmental took on demons? And that brings us firmly into the top 10. You know how when people can't win an argument, they demonize each other? Well, lately, this demonizing of our debate opponents has been happening so much and to such an extreme that at this rate, pretty soon, we'll all be demons if Judgmental doesn't intervene. Coming in at number 9, it's science versus some ho-named faith.
You guys have been here before, you're here often.
Our limited understanding of the universe comes from me, Your Honor.
I honestly don't even know what he was saying.
A lot of people feel sorry for this ho-faith because before science came along, she kind of ran the show. But now Judgmental has to figure out how can people still have their faith and eat it too. In other words, can these two beefers agree on anything?
Since the year 1633, she has been beefing.
You're gonna
with
bring
me.
up that old punk?
The name of the punk is Galileo.
Wait, Galileo, what?
Galileo.
So what was this dude arrested for?
He said the sun revolves around the earth.
The earth is flat. Else I'd be falling over in my heels.
If you thought they couldn't get any more explosive, here's the 8th top judgmental case of the year. It's guns versus people.
I am being targeted.
Guns accuses people of killing people. People says without guns, there'd be way less killings.
The dudes who wrote the Constitution didn't know how destructive and gross the weapons of today were gonna be.
But guns came prepared.
This here is the sexy, sexy Second Amendment.
I'll allow him to bear arms. Hubba, hubba.
Do I have to listen to this snark?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I make you put your hands on me?
That sounds like victim blaming.
And of course, the shocking truth is revealed that people likes to finger guns trigger. And guns likes it. Are you still hungry for more? At number 7, it's healthy eating versus yummy eating, also known as broccoli versus the tough cookie.
You're stuck up and nasty.
You're nothing but junk food.
Yes, I do be getting the kids high. It's a good high, though. Way better than throwing up in the toilet.
Oh, you think you're better than me because you trigger a dopamine release in the brain's reward center?
I'm not gonna have a food fight in my courtroom.
Sorry, Your Honor, he just gets me so steamed.
I don't know. I've heard about you, Mr. Cookie.
Being freaky ain't villainous. Being nasty is villainous. Smelling nasty is villainous.
Next up, we have not just one, but 3 cases tied for the 6th place slot. Church versus the state.
You said to the defendant that the two of you would be separated and you guys were gonna stay separated. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, Your Honor, but not completely.
Oh, geez, Your Honor, that's not right what he's saying.
And now look at the classrooms. They're full of sex.
The plaintiff really doesn't seem to like sex very much.
I said if you don't teach sex ed, teenagers are gonna get pregnant.
They should abstain.
What the hell?
Also tied for 6th place, it's a case that concerns the number 1 preventable cause of death in the U.S. Alcohol versus the car.
What are we gonna do about the 97,000 kids conceived by drunk couples screwing in the backseat of the car?
I accelerate my request for custody.
Which one is really responsible? It might not be who you think.
She's killed way more people than I.
You two, you're more dangerous than the back alley Botox I got last weekend that's already starting to shift to my forehead.
Vroom vroom, Your Honor.
Rounding out the 3-way tie, it's the ickiest case of all.
Mr. Involuntarily Celibates. Is that your given name?
I didn't choose this life.
You know, I'm gonna say it. I think this case is gross.
I just want what I am owed. Her.
What you need is a cold shower.
What's a shower?
From incels to gun violence, Judge Mental sure has taken on some big, thick cases this year. And while it's pretty hard to top demons and Hitler, this next cases does, believe it or not. That brings us to the top 5 judgmental cases of 2025. And this one in particular is so controversial and fundamentally important to human existence, as we know.
You're suing your grandson.
The ball's gotta be free, Your Honor.
I'm talking about boxers versus briefs, an incendiary controversy that some believe will lead to World War III if not resolved soon.
There's only one reason why we're here. We all want to get laid. Is that right?
no one will be getting laid wearing you, now will they, grandfather?
Objection, ref. Look at him.
Oh, trust me. I am. Hubba, hubba. Ooh!
The jury is still deliberating and trying on different underwear as a group. Number 4. Remember earlier, we told you about case number 13, running the country like a business, and in particular a laxative business. But then on the day her decision was expected, YouTube user Dave posted a challenging question. Run like a country? Which one? This video says a lot about the creator, and it is not good, claimed Dave. Obviously, Dave's petition required serious attention. So Judge Mental delayed her decision, and she traveled to all 195 countries in accordance with YouTube Dave's claim. And she studied how each of those countries are run and how the businesses are run. She also tried various wines and bathhouses. In conclusion, she found that all businesses really only have to please their customers and potential customers, and they don't have to give 2 shits about the rest of us, which is what a country has to do. Also, Dave, do you need to buy some laxatives? Is that why you're so cranky and didn't get the point of the video? The third top judgmental case of 2025, judgmental allowed the defendant oligarchy to take the stand in his own defense. Under oath, oligarchy testified that he promises to have your best interest at heart, and you should just take his word for it. Then he said, "I know you want me. I know you think I'm sexy." Judgmental then asked if someone could explain what an oligarchy is. "Is it some kind of pasta?" she asked. The plaintiff's smart people had the chance to educate everyone about the dangers of power imbalance, but instead just made everyone feel stupid using big words like oligarchy. As the trial unfolds, we will bring you the latest developments in the case, but only if you are subscribed to Judgmental's channel, which is very likely owned by the oligarch. For the number 2 top judgmental case of 2025, America is finally being put first. Or another way of saying this, America is finally being firsted. But what happens when instead of being firsted, we are instead being fisted? It's a common clerical error, but it can have serious consequences. Now, it is up to Judgmental to see if anything can be done about all the people who wanted to be firsted, but are now being fisted. Some of them like it, but we'll see for how long. There are 2 ways you can find out the outcome of this case. You can subscribe to Judgmental's channel, or you can wait until you are fisted. And that brings us to the top of the list.
We have breaking news for you tonight. This just in. Judgmental has ruled that thinking is no longer optional. Period.